It doesn't sound like anyone's nodded off. It doesn't look like anyone's gone home. It's 2 games for the price of 1 night at General Motors Place in Vancouver. The overtime period 3. The 6th period of the hockey game, and a 4-4 tie in game 1 between Dallas and Vancouver. Shots were 12-3 in favor of Dallas in the second overtime period. And Harry, I thought they looked the fresher team.
Yeah, they did.
You can use that word.
Well, they're playing 4 lines, and Vancouver's got 10 forwards. Zubov played 41 minutes and 58 seconds to lead his team. The X got 40 minutes and 50 seconds. Vancouver had 5 forwards that played over 30 minutes. That's a ton of hockey in 1 night for a forward.
So we're into the territory where several players have played 2 games. Jeff Cowan kept the puck in, and again to Brendan Morrison of Vancouver. Bumps with Mike Modano. Marcus Naslund in behind the net as Morrison works against Modano, and Cowan comes in to help. Boucher comes at him. Trevor Daley for Dallas. Up the boards hard and right by Kevin Bieksa down the ice, and an early icing call against the Dallas Stars 36 seconds into this overtime period.
When you get into the second and third overtime, the first 6 or 8 minutes or first 2 shifts, you've got lots of energy. But after that, the game has worn you down. So this pace may be decreasing as the game goes on.
So just 30 seconds in, and Dallas can't change, and Vancouver does, and Smolinski comes on, and Vancouver keeps the puck in. Ryan Kessler to the net. Turco made the save. Jere Lehtinen has to stay on to the net again. That was tipped just wide of the goal. Nagy finally gets the puck out as Dallas wants to change, and now they have a chance to. Lehtinen, Nagy has to stay on. Now he heads for the bench as Kessler tipped the puck deep. Philippe Boucher is back, and Dallas has successfully changed its forward line. Vancouver wants to change now. Pyatt stepped off the bench. Ran into Miettinen. Jussi Jokinen with Nicholas Hagman. Hagman number 15 to Jokinen to the front of the net. There was a pass from Miettinen, and he was checked. Matthias Hollund. Rolling puck. There'll be a lot of that because the ice can't be great at this point. Probably hasn't been for a while. Salo in a little trouble, double teamed here by the Stars. Jokinen, Hagman from behind the net, can't get away from Matthias Hollund. Now he does, turns, feeds the puck in for Jussi Jokinen. Miettinen's out front. Salo takes the puck away. Hard around the boards, not out. Sidor kept it in only for a moment. Pyatt got by him, but he couldn't catch up to the puck. Zubov. Daryl Sidor. Henrik Sedin snatches the puck from Halpern at the line. Sidor, Cowan racing after him. Zubov had to be quick and was getting the puck to center. Lundqvist, Stu Barnes on the fly, shoots the puck. Luongo the save. There's a rebound to the side of the net. Barnes through traffic. And the puck squirted to the front of the net. Luongo pounces on it in the crease.
Well, for you people who have fallen asleep and missed the goal that tied this hockey game up, Nagy got it for Dallas. And here it is right here. One that Luongo got tarred up, but not enough to keep it from rolling in. That happened about 3 hours ago.
Shot total for the Dallas Stars has now reached 60. Most ever given up in a playoff game by the Canucks. Last time, the old record was 54. And they won that game, the first game of the Cup final against the Rangers. Greg Adams scored. A hit along the boards, another one by Jeff Cowan, who still has some energy. He's been all over Nordstrom and Robidas. Up the boards.
He's been all over the Dallas defenseman on the forecheck, I'll tell you that. And they know it.
This is now the longest overtime game in the history of the Vancouver Canucks. Jan Bulis. Boucher knocks the puck loose. Trevor Linden. Willie Mitchell in for Bulis. Got Morrison and Linden with him. Morrison from behind the net. Works out front. Bieksa came in. Couldn't get a shot. And now he's got to hustle back. And at this point in the game, for any defenseman that's trapped, it's a long, long way back into your own zone. It's the exit of Linden. Ryan Kessler after the puck. Nordstrom checked by Linden. The puck goes loose for Kessler. He's got Bulis out front. Ryan Kessler battling with Mike Modano. Modano gets his stick in, trying to jar the puck loose for Miettinen. Boucher steps in to help out, and he gets the puck to Ladislav Nagy at center with Antti Miettinen, 2-on-2. Nagy shoots and deflected up high into the netting of the play.
Well, the worst thing that can happen to you is to get caught out on a long shift where you can't make the change. In this period, it's the long change for both teams, so you got to be thinking of that before your legs burn up. Get off earlier than you normally would.
Lundqvist to take a draw against Smolinski, won it back. Sador just onside. Zubov into the slot. Barnes with a shot that was blocked by Matthias Olin. Out comes Daniel Sedin. His brother Henrik goes to the net. Daniel twists and turns. Cycles for his brother Henrik. Trying to bounce off a check from Sador, who got his stick in and jarred the puck loose. Olin for Henrik Sedin. Daniel trying to find ice out front. Takes the pass. Pyatt's in the slot. Henrik Sedin cycles back again for Daniel. Taylor Pyatt trying to fight out front. Zubov won't let him get to the front of the goal. They'll cycle back the other way. Henrik Sedin along the boards. Contained by Daryl Sador. Daniel Sedin. Henrik Sedin. The pass in front. Pyatt just missed it. Taylor Pyatt to Daniel Sedin. Henrik Sedin. Pyatt's in front. The centering pass. Zubov knocked it away. Jeff Halpern up the boards to Barnes. Can't get the puck out. Yes, he did. Olin put it back in offside. And that might be the best Sedin shift of the game in the third overtime.
Well, certainly they had some in the first, but they controlled the puck for a long time. And Pyatt just couldn't get his stick on this pass. Dave Nonis is watching, and he's going to tell you what happened. They missed.
Pyatt probably couldn't move his legs at that point in the shift to get to the puck.
I know. That was a long shift, and when you're controlling the puck, stopping and starting, it's not long before your legs are on upside down.
Trevor Daley for Dallas. Philippe Boucher up the middle. Hagman tipped the puck in. Jokinen racing in after it against Fitzpatrick. Knocked loose for Antti Miettinen. Krychek checks him. Brendan Morrison knocks the puck loose for Rory Fitzpatrick. He sees he has room, and he lifts the puck to center. Daley knocked it down and shot it back in. Krychek first man back. Jokinen right on him. Up the boards. Tipped by Miettinen, and Jeff Cowan has the puck. In on Boucher. He shoots. A little bit of a deflection there, and it went wide. You see Jokinen. Hagman's ahead of him. At center, Hagman. Mitchell knocked the puck away. Jokinen. Mitchell stepped in again, so Hagman couldn't get it. The Finns need a change. The pass for Morrison skipped by him, and Turco's out to play the puck. Bulis racing in. Nordstrom. Stefan Robidoux, watched by Ryan Kessler. Matthias Nordstrom hit the referee with his outlet. PX is able to keep the puck in. Mike Ribeiro back up the boards, not out. Brian Smolinski shoots through a crowd. There's a rebound in front, and it comes to Mike Ribeiro, and out he starts. Got Louis Eriksson and Brendan Morrow with him. Ryan Kessler to Kevin Bieksa on the other side to Willie Mitchell. His long pass to Jan Bulis. Kessler right up the middle. Poke check by Nordstrom. Jan Bulis back into the corner. Ribeiro is there. The Brendan Morrow, and the Stars captain, is checked by Bulis, and a second effort gets the puck out. Louis Eriksson. Long shot in to start a change again. Ribeiro stays on and went after the puck, and now he's knocked down. Kessler's checked by Morrow, and Morrow slaps the puck in deep so he can get to the bench and make his change. Salo to Matthias Olin. His pass tipped in by Henrik Sedin. Sedin's and Pyatt back on. Turco tried to clear the puck. Sedin kept it in, then had it knocked away by Modano to center. Salo couldn't clear the puck. Modano shoots. And Luongo makes the save. That might have been trouble. A rolling puck would have been like a knuckleball to Luongo.
Well, it was right at him, and Modano didn't get much on it because the puck was rolling, but you don't want to give this guy many chances. You can see the puck spinning around it, and it went off Olin's stick. You got this one. I gave the last one. I remember that goal on April 27th in Chicago.
I bet you
Jimmy
do.
Nell.
Nagy stole the puck here from Kevin Bieksa. Mitchell lost his stick, and now he has to go and find it. Nagy to the blue line. Here's Zubov, fakes the shot. Over to Daryl Sador. Takes the shot. Weak and wide of the net. Zubov takes a hard shot. This one missed the net. And now Vancouver gets out Ryan Kessler to Marcus Naslund. He tipped the puck in. Sergei Zubov, first man back. Daryl Sador, rink wide to Modano. He had to slow up to get the puck and fit it to Jere Lettman. Nagy drops in behind him, shoots, deflected up into the netting, stopping play again.
Well, Dallas looks like they've got more energy. They are spending more time in the Vancouver end than Vancouver is in their end, but the goaltenders, both of whom had a couple they'd like to have back, pretty good since we got into the sudden death affair. Not all the fans can stay awake.
She's had her birthday since she came to the game.
Now I'm going to say this, any employer who gets mad at their employee for being late tomorrow after this one ought not to be able to watch any more games. I'll write a note for all of them.
Okay. Here's Jan Bulis. Krejcek is up on the play. Krejcek shoots. Turco fought it off. And back to the net comes the puck, and Turco pounces on it. Lucas Krejcek's had a pretty strong game tonight because he's a very good skater, and he was up on the play there with a good shot.
Yeah, he sure did. The defenseman joining the rush. It's hard for the defenders to sort out the offensive defenseman, and there's the wrister, a high one that was stopped, and then the puck grabbed by Turco. Nice move by Krejcek, and the puck was rolling and twisting, so it might have been a little bit of a knuckler.
Sedins are on here, and they're not on against Zubov and Sador. Jeff Halpern around to the boards to Stu Barnes. Almost given away to Henrik Sedin behind the net. Halpern will try and get the puck out, and he does to center. Fitzpatrick off the boards, back to Henrik Sedin, waits for his brother to get on side. Then he decided to lob the puck in on goal. Boucher fanned on his attempt to clear. Daniel Sedin to the net. Turco stops it, then plays the puck. Lundqvist up the boards, couldn't get it. Fitzpatrick with a shot through the air, and Turco jumped at the puck and grabbed it in front of Daniel Sedin.
Well, Turco was thinking of a first down there when he pranced out of his own net. Boy, he's got a great imagination and a guts to be fooling around with the puck in his own end as often as he does when there's a forechecker pretty close to him. Here's the first down he was trying to get.
He still looks fresh. Can you imagine all this time out there with all that gear on? Marcus Naslund to Matthias Holland. It's hard shooting off the glass. Nordstrom up the boards. Morrison kept the puck in. Robidas. Cowan throws another hit at him. Robidas was ready for that one. Moved the puck to Lettinen, couldn't get it out. He'll have to try again. Here comes Cowan again. Robidas got out of the way. Nordstrom ran into Naslund. Modano has to come back to help. Robidas will try the other side, and he gets the puck to Jere Lettinen and out to center. Jokinen with him, and he's going to change as Lettinen dumps the puck in. Salo up the boards. Olin feeds the puck through to Morrison. Brendan Morrison to Jeff Cowan. Late in his shift, takes a shot, heads for the bench. Halfway through the third overtime period. It is the third, isn't it? Bieksa knocked the puck out of the air. Here's Trevor Linden. Bulis to the net. Linden shoots. Turco the save, and there's no rebound.
Well, you're not going to beat the goaltender very often. I'm sure Trevor Linden just wanted to get the puck in the net and hoped his line mate could get to the net in case there was a rebound. Bieksa bats it out while it's in the air. Linden waited to see if Bulis could get to the net, but Dallas defenseman did a nice job of shutting them off.
Lundqvist won the faceoff. He and Barnes and Halpern are all centers playing on the same line, and Lundqvist has started to take a lot of the draws now. Bieksa's back for the puck for Willie Mitchell. Barnes is in front of him, up the boards to Jan Bulis with Smolinski and Linden. Linden again got turned around and goes after the puck. Shot it in against Sidor. Kevin Bieksa, the defenseman, throws the puck towards the front of the net.